Getting stuck in the day to day and working in your business versus working on your business is more than likely holding you back from actually growing and hitting the numbers that you're looking to hit within your business. And whenever I say working in, I'm talking about the basics: sending emails to clients, waiting for responses, following up with people manually. All of these things are eating up what's most valuable to you, and that's your time. And you need to find a way to better redirect your time to focus on the right thing that's going to move the right levers to help you achieve the growth that you're looking for. And the reason that I'm making the video today, based on, as you can see here, go high level, is because I want to show you how you can buy back some of that time, and also just talk through some of the features that we've been implementing. And the reason that we're doing this today is because Go High Level, it's a CRM system that I currently use myself within my own business, and I use across all of my clients as well. And if it weren't for this software, we wouldn't be able to do what we do because of how efficient it is when it comes to helping us with managing leads, with generating leads, setting appointments, and actually helping us close deals as well and manage all of that in the most time efficient manner for us and for the customer as well. So if you do feel like you're working in your business and you're tired of getting caught up in the day to day, I want to talk through some of the ways that you can actually look at systemizing this so you can ultimately buy back your time and start to focus on the right things to allow you to grow and hit the heights that you're looking to hit. So we can quickly run through some of the features that we've been implementing. Hopefully this can help you out with actually saving some time within your own business, maybe introducing some new ideas that might help you with growing as well. So there's four main topics that I want to go through today. The first is actually managing your leads. So if we come over here, you can see we've got managing leads and cases. And I broke this down into two different segments. One being a marketing pipeline, as you can see, to generate new leads and set appointments as well. And the other one is the sales pipeline, to take the appointments, service clients, follow up and close deals. And the reason I broke this down into two separate pipelines is because I want to make a distinction. If you are a predominantly word of mouth based advisor, you build up your base through referrals, through friends, family, so on and so forth, what you'll probably find is that there isn't much of a systemized process when it comes to handling those clients. Maybe you'll speak with them and it's a case of, oh, hey, Johnny, how's it going? Been so long since we spoke. Or, oh, hey, Johnny, yeah, I spoke with my cousin Sarah. She said you were looking for a mortgage. And it's more of sort of a friendly interaction as opposed to an actual professional systemized business interaction. And the deal has been closed before you even speak with that person, unless you get on and you start saying things that are absolutely unbelievable and shocking for the person to hear. 99% of the time, they're going to work with you. So there is no idea of generating leads and then having a process to close those leads. You just speak with them and then you deliver the service. But when it comes to scaling your business, there aren't enough people who fit that category of referral for you to grow. So you need to take full control of your own lead generation, and closing those leads is going to be a bit different from the referral leads. So it's very important that you do distinguish the two of them. But I can show you what this looks like over on my high level account. So we have our pipeline. If you come over to opportunities here, you can obviously see all the pipelines that we've built out, and we've built this into two separate pipelines. We have marketing and we have sales. And when it comes to marketing, so a point wise, you'll see here is the first stage of the pipeline. A point wise is, you can call it an AI conversational bot. So for each new lead that comes in, you can strike up a conversation with that person instantly. Let's say someone comes in at 7:30 on a Thursday. You're probably not going to be at your desk, but AI works 24/7. Can go ahead straight away, interact with that person, speed to lead, showing that you are professional and you do actually care and attend to your clients straight away, even if it's not you, but they're not going to know that. And then we have a couple of manual calls as well, with the goal of getting that person booked in for an introduction call. That's going to be step one, introduction call, which is we have calendars on the next step. I'll get into that in a second. And obviously, eventually, you're going to get some dead leads. It's absolutely fine. This is me assuming, like, you can use your own methods for marketing here. I'm not talking about marketing, but if you watch my videos, you'll know that I'm big on Facebook and Instagram ads or meta ads. But for the leads that are coming through, you want them coming through into new lead, appoint-wise flow. They'll either be booked by appoint-wise, or you can call them manually and get them booked in for that introduction call. At which point they'll be moved to the sales pipeline. So for every new lead that is booked in for an introduction call, they're moved over to the sales pipeline. You can see here, intro booked. They'll either go to attended or no show. And if it's a no show, this is just to fire off an automation for SMS and email saying, oh, sorry you didn't show up. I understand if something came up, whatever it may be. And then you're going to want to try and get them back onto the call, obviously, because you've already interacted with them. They've shown interest. They're an engaged lead. You're not just going to let that person go. But that's why we have... Oh my days, excuse me. That's why we have the different stages to help systemize this. And each of those will have their own SMS, email workflows. We want to re-engage with the point-wise as well at this stage to try and get that person back on. With the whole goal of booking an advancement call. So rebooking the introduction call, and the purpose of the introduction call is to then book the advancement call. So you can think of an introduction call as a way to, number one, build that rapport, so it isn't just so much of a cold lead. They can move closer to that referral status where they know, like, and trust you, and you can qualify them as well. You might find that you're best mates with somebody after speaking with them for 10 minutes, but if they have 500 CCJs and 10 grand in arrears and they're looking to remortgage, it'll be a little bit difficult. So you can disqualify that person at that stage. But if it is a good lead, obviously they can be booked in for an advancement call, and having the pipeline is going to help you with staying on top of that, systemizing it, and making sure you have the right automations in place so that the lead doesn't go dead, so they don't forget about you. Because it's very easy, guys. Like, this person more than likely found you online. If they're scrolling, for example, on their phone, like I'll ask you, try and remember the last video that you watched on your phone. You probably don't remember it. So if someone's scrolling, it's very easy for them to forget about you. So having that SMS and email in there to follow up with them, to have a more frequent touch point with them, is going to keep you top of mind and make it more likely that you can obviously close that sale and get them to actually show up to the calls in the first place. That's the real challenge. And then we have a couple of different stages here. I'll briefly talk through them. This is just to stay on top of leads after you have spoke with them when they've gone through the sales process. So advancement booked. If they don't show up again, try and re-engage with them, get them booked back in. You might occasionally speak with somebody and they want to, let's say they want to buy a house, for example, but they need to sell their current house, and that's going to take a year. Then just throw them into follow-up required. And the reason we have note here is because it's for exceptional circumstances. Somebody that needs to wait for another year, someone needs to wait for another 6 months, someone needs to, whatever it may be. Just take a note, put them in follow-up required. Proceeding the application, it's exactly what we want. That's good. Means that you've done your job and you'll get paid. Brilliant. Not proceeding internal. So there's two different stages here. This is important to bear in mind. Not proceeding internal is a sales problem. If you have people stacking up and not proceeding internal, then there's a problem with sales. And whenever I say internal, I mean there is something to do with you and the way that you've handled the process that they haven't gone ahead with. They didn't show up to the advancement call. They got on to the advancement call and they didn't go ahead, even though they were eligible. If they were eligible and they didn't go ahead, it's a sales process. At which point you put them into not proceeding internal. But if they didn't go ahead because they weren't eligible for a product in the first place, then throw them into not proceeding external, because that's nothing to do with yourself. It's an external problem. And what you're going to notice is that when people do stack up in the internal section, you're going to see recurring problems come up. You might find that people don't show up for the advancement call for whatever reason. At which point you know that you have a problem with getting people to show up for the advancement call, and you can work on that. You can introduce new reminders. You can introduce a phone call the morning of the advancement call, just saying, hey, sure you're all okay for the call. You can send over video confirmation or video reminders, just a personalized video. So literally just get your phone out. Oh. Hey John, looking forward to speaking with you. Can't wait for the call. Send it over. It's going to increase your show up rate because it shows that you care. It's an extra 1%. Extra 1% 10 times, extra 10%. You'll be doing better than everybody else before you know it. So, like I say, you'll notice problems recurring in there. And whenever you see recurring problems, you can take action to solve those. So, it's very important that you stay on top of this. Emotionally detach yourself and base your decisions based off of the numbers and the data that's actually in front of you. Having a proper pipeline will give you a very easy way to do that. An email nurture, that's obviously long-term email nurture, but I'd probably recommend that you have emails going out for all the new leads that come through anyways, so you don't even necessarily need a stage that just says email nurture. But that's the marketing and the sales pipeline. It allows you to stay on top of things, see where everybody is in a very systemized way, and also see where bottlenecks and problems are coming up as well. Because if you can't get anybody from an introduction call through to an advancement call, then there's a problem there, and you can work on fixing it. If you can't get anybody from advancement booked into proceeding the application, then there's another problem there. If you can't get anybody from follow up required to re engage after a couple of months, then there's a problem there as well. So there's things that you can look at, and it'll point out problems within your business, and you can take action to solve those as well. But it wouldn't be possible if you didn't have the right systems in place. So that's the two pipelines. I believe the next stage is calendars and integration. We can go through that now as well. So yeah, we have calendars and integrations. My laptop's slowing down there. Separate calendars for separate purposes and calls, each of which can be integrated with your current calendar and or your current calendar system. So we already briefly went over this when it came to the previous pipelines, but I can obviously go through it on high level as well. So you'll see here we've got calendars. You might have the little Loom logo in the way, but whenever it comes to the calendars, there's two calendars here. So you can see here users, it's only me on this account, but let's say for example you're doing this and you have 3 employee brokers at your brokerage. You can go ahead and you can actually create new users on the account. They'll come up here as well, and you can make bookings for each individual based on who's free at whatever time. And if you go ahead and integrate this as well, let's say you're using Outlook at the minute. If you integrate your Outlook calendar with this, you'll be able to see each individual user's availability as well. So let's say a lead wants to book in at 1 p.m, for example, but you know that Sarah and John, your 2 employees, are busy at 1 p.m. But Fred is free because, well, he takes his lunch at 12, just for example. So you can go ahead and obviously make the booking there based on the availability from the integration. But there's 2 calendars, and the reason that we have 2 calendars, like I said, is because prospecting with leads that have been generated through campaigns or online are going to be different from your referral leads. With your referral leads, you can just call them out of the blue. You can just speak with them, and you can put things off. You can be unprofessional to an extent. You can say, "Oh yeah, cool. Appreciate you getting in touch. Listen, really busy this week. So can we speak on like Friday in 3 days?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. It's no worries. My best mate did a mortgage with you. He says you're the man, so it's fine." But if you do that with a lead that you generated through a campaign, they'll be like, "Oh, fuck this, I'm going to go find somebody else." And they'll forget about you. So you need to be super professional and be on that and get it booked in straight away. But you can do that through the advancement call and the introduction call. Book in the introduction call to build that rapport, see where they stand, qualify or disqualify the lead as well. You're going to have people that come through who aren't eligible. And the whole goal of that call is to get them booked in for that advancement call. You're going to need documents from them. You're going to need information from them. Say, okay, cool. So listen, I do definitely think that we could do something here, but I'm not going to know. I need to see your documents. So what we can do, let's say for example it's Sunday when you're having the call. It's Sunday today when I'm recording this. I'm actually free tomorrow at 4 p.m. for 45 minutes, however long it takes. If it works for yourself, I can actually tell you now what I would need from you. We can book in another call. We can go through that together on the Monday at the 4 p.m. And that introduces so much more efficiency, whereby you don't have to chase people for documents. You don't have to send over endless emails, getting them to send over what it is that you need to go ahead with the application. You just say, "Listen, mate, my time is valuable, and I value your time as well. I don't want this to become inefficient where I'm chasing you with emails, with phone calls, so on and so forth, to try and get this from you. If it's something that we can do, then cool. Let's get it done. And let's get it done quickly." And they'll obviously appreciate and respect the fact that you're being professional and that you're being to the point and trying to get things done efficiently. People will respect it. And people only respect your time as much as you respect your time. If you allow them to just get off that call without having another call booked in, if you allow them to take a week to send over their documents, then they're going to take a week to send over the documents, and in a week's time they'll have forgotten about it. They'll have entered somebody else's pipeline who's doing things better than you are, and they'll pick up that lead and do business with them over you. So don't allow that to happen. But that's that was the main reason I wanted to go over calendars. Your whole goal with new leads is booking an introduction call, qualify or disqualify the lead, advance the sale by booking in an advancement call. Have them gather the documents in between those 2 calls. Have that conversation with them on the advancement call, and you can either proceed to the sale, to the application, or you can disqualify the lead. You can follow up with them in a couple of months, or you can do what's necessary to either advance the sale or cut it there and save your time. One of the two, whatever is suitable based on that lead's needs, requirements, and what's best for them as well. So at the end of the day, this is just customer service and giving people what they need. But more often than not, just letting it go on for months isn't what the person needs. It's just what they're comfortable with because they don't like taking action and making changes. But it doesn't mean it's best for them. So this is ultimately this is about having the lead's best intentions at heart as well. But that is calendars and integrations done initially. The next stage, automation, is an absolute lifesaver. So you can see here, automatically send out emails and SMS to clients and or prospects and leads. This can be reminders for meetings. So each of those calls that are booked in, you can have, so introduction call and the advancement call, you can go ahead and you can introduce automations to remind that person about the meeting. So 24 hours before the call, let's say you have it booked in on the Monday at 4 p.m, you can have a reminder sent out on Sunday. You can have one sent out an hour before the call as well. You can have it sent out 12 hours before the call, whatever you want. I probably wouldn't say 12 hours because you don't want stuff going out at 4 a.m, but you get the picture. So let's actually go through, we'll go through the rest of the points. Requests and documents, you can send over reminders for this. Now, if you've obviously listened to what I said, you don't want to be requesting documents from people. You want to be booking in the call to go over it with them. But life comes up. If you have your reasons to not book the call, then I can understand. You can automate that process through High Level, and I'd strongly recommend it if you, for whatever reason, don't have that person booked in. Introduce a systemized automated follow-up process. Welcome message to new leads, and this is where a Pointwise comes in as well. But obviously, if you're not using a Pointwise, then it makes sense. You can just do it through High Level. High Level has its own conversational AI bot now. I haven't tested it, so I don't want to testify to it or anything like that. But it does have its own AI bot, which is similar to a Pointwise. It is a very similar function. And follow-up sequence for old leads. So if it is a case that you spoke with somebody 6 months ago, they weren't ready just then, you can introduce some form of reminder 6 months down the line. Be that a reminder to yourself to just reach out to the person manually, or a re-engagement SMS, email, whatever it may be, to that old lead as well. But it introduces systemization and it increases efficiency because you're not having to send manual reminders for meetings. Let's say you have 5 meetings a day. You can't send like 15 reminders all at different times for different meetings. It's not possible. You can't do that. So introducing that systemization is going to save you so much time, effort, and mental energy as well, mental capacity. Requesting documents, one of the most inefficient stages in the entire mortgage sales process. Waiting on people to go into old drawers, root through mountains of paper to dig out old documents, so on and so forth. It's inefficient. People aren't going to want to do it, but by having an automated process for that, then it's going to save so much time, and it saves you from following up with people too. Welcome message to new leads, speed to lead. Once again, let me ask you, what was the last video that you watched online? You probably don't remember. So if you're advertising online, it's very difficult for people to remember you as well, unless you have like Cristiano Ronaldo in your ads. But even then, like, you're competing with social media feeds, so it's so competitive. But you get the point. By having a very prompt message, a very short message to that lead straight away, just saying, "Hey, is that John? We just received your inquiry about a mortgage. It's Emmett here from XYZ company. Looking forward to speaking with you." If that's sent within, the first 2-3 minutes, then yeah, that lead's going to be more inclined to want to do business with you. There's good faith there, reciprocity, all the rest. You can build that rapport instantly, and follow up sequences for old leads as well. But let's actually go through building some automations. We don't need to build any. I already have them pre-built, but I can take you through, for example, the reminders for meetings, and you'll be able to extrapolate this and apply it to your own situation for whatever it is that you're looking to automate, because the principles are still the same. So if I come over to automation here, you can see it here. Let's go to introduction call booked, for example. What we can do, you'll see here, there's triggers for each workflow, so to speak. So this is a workflow, automations. A trigger is what sets off the sequence of actions for this workflow. So I want to set off these reminders. The trigger that sets off these reminders is an introduction call being booked. So if I go to the introduction call calendar and I book in a call, it's going to trigger all of this. So you've got SMS, emails, even internal notifications. And what do I mean by this? An internal notification would be a notification via mobile through the Go High Level app, or through SMS or email. Basically just saying, hey, a call has just been booked in, for example. So you can actually do this internally as well. But introduction call booked, you can see here in calendar, introduction call. There's going to be two here, so make sure that that is obviously introduction call. SMS confirmation. So this is confirmation to the client or the lead, so to speak, saying that this call has been booked in, and it'll give them an option to then go ahead and add that to their calendar as well. Contact first name. So John, your call with XYZ Mortgage Company is confirmed for 3 p.m. on the 25th of June, for example. Looking forward to speaking with you. Again, we've got the email confirmation here as well. John, your call with, it's the exact same, and that's via email. So that's confirmation 24 hours before the call. So like I said, you want that 24-hour reminder, you want that 1 hour reminder, and you want that 10-minute reminder. We've got SMS email as well. Very simple. Call in 1 hour, looking forward to speaking with you. Calls in 1 hour, looking forward to speaking with you. So you can introduce your own stuff there, you can personalize that, you can throw in some images, you can even look at working with a professional company for email marketing to really jazz these up, but I'm not here to talk about email marketing because it's not my forte. But that's how you can save yourself the time of sending the manual reminders. Introducing those automations and those workflows is going to be super helpful, and it's going to really increase the show up rate that you see on those calls as well. As it introduces so much inefficiency by having to do that manually. Just automate it. You can save yourself the time. You won't be able to scale without this. You can't have 20 calls across multiple staff members done manually. It has to be done automatically. It has to be automated. So just a new way of thinking about it. But that is automations. Super important, and it'll save you so much time. And custom funnels and landing pages. Now this is an interesting one, and I may need to actually pause the switch counts to show you some, but it'll introduce professionalism to any marketing campaign. Let's say you're running a Facebook ad campaign, for example. You can go ahead and you can use the Facebook lead forms and things like that. But what I have found, and this is just me speaking from experience, is that you will get god awful leads, like the worst quality of leads. You'll get your I don't know, reference to The Big Short. You'll get your ninja applicants in there, no income, no job applicants, coming through the Facebook lead forms, which is not what you want. But by introducing the landing page, it introduces a bit more friction, so it's more difficult to submit. So your window shoppers aren't going to be interested in taking, as much as 30 seconds to make a submission. And you might think, oh, 30 seconds, nothing, but remember, people are scrolling on Facebook, Instagram. They can't even spend 1 second to get hooked by another video. They're not going to take 30 seconds to make a submission. But if someone is genuinely serious, they will make that submission. And obviously, high level is going to give you a perfect platform to go ahead and build your own landing pages to introduce this friction. So you want to actually put off window shoppers. For people who are serious, they will take the time to make that submission. And that'll help you with capturing your leads. We have nurture here, so nurture is going to be through more email, SMS, automations, which we've already gone through. And then qualify as well. You can qualify people through your landing page, through actual qualifying questions and forms, which I'm going to take you through in a second as well. But yeah, like I said, capture, nurture, and qualify all the new leads that come through. Even if you can't make one yourself, so I'm not saying that you need to be the Picasso of web design or anything like that. There's templates in there which you can introduce and use as well. Saves you a bit of time. And then you can nurture those leads via long-term email sequences too. And I could make an entire video on email sequences, but I'm not going to just yet. May do in the future. But when it comes to the actual landing pages, I'm going to just press pause for a second here and take you through one of the landing pages that we're implementing on behalf of a client of ours as well. Okay, so when it comes to the landing pages, you're going to want to go to sites. So as far as a landing page is concerned, it's basically just a website. It's a one-page website. As far as the internet is concerned and the actual service provider, it makes no difference. But there's 2 pages. I always recommend that you do 2 pages when it comes to your landing page. Reason being, you don't want to massively overcommit people on the front end. If you say to somebody, hey, to make a submission, you need to fill out this 2-minute questionnaire and answer 20 questions based on your situation, your cost per lead might be like 500 quid, but you might get really good leads from that. I would recommend that you do a moderate approach. You don't want to provide so much friction to the stage people are like, oh, I can't be bothered. But you don't want to just have your Facebook lead forms and let the ninja applicants in, no income, no job. You don't want that happening. So I'd recommend a happy medium, and I'll show you what it is that we're doing as well. So this is a page from a client of ours. I'll just open it up here so you can have a look. So you can see here, headline, looking for help with your mortgage, and you've got secure your spot. We have a VSL here as well, so video sales letter, just to help reaffirm the reason that people have actually clicked, and educate them as well a bit more about the company and the service that we're going to be providing too. Loads of social proof there as well, all the happy testimonials from previous clients, and then just a little bit more information about what the company does too. So, and obviously compliance reasons as well. So if you are building this and you're not a web designer, make sure you have that in. If you want to get this passed by compliance, you're going to have to anyways, but that's just a note for the mortgage guys watching this. Secure your spot. You'll see here we've got first name, last name, email. So straight away, and last one as well, take in this box, I recognize an advisor will be in touch to discuss my inquiry. So straight away you can see that it is quite simple, but it's not as simple as a lead form, and it's not as complicated as, you know, a 20 question survey, for example. And this box is kind of like your magic as well. That is you'll see the star, which means that it has to be answered for this person to submit. You can't just window shop, make an inquiry. You can't waste someone's time. These people are expecting calls from you if they tick that box. You can't make a submission without ticking that box. You have to read that to actually make the submission. So you're going to get the people who are actually willing to speak with you, at which point then you want to very quickly get the introduction call, qualify or disqualify the lead, save yourself the time, advance the ones that are qualified, and get rid of the ones that aren't. Throw them into nurture, whatever it may be. And that's what's going to allow you to make your sales. So you need to look at it in that way. Take the emotions out of each call. Look at it objectively just through the data. How many can I qualify? How many can I disqualify? That's the purpose of the introduction call. So you can see that this is all sort of tying itself back in here now. And you might be getting a bit more of a high-level overview. High level. You might be getting a bit more of a high-level overview of how my service works as a whole. And this isn't me doing like a Trojan horse, try and sell you something. I'm going to try and sell you my service at the end of the video, don't worry, but I'm not doing that now. And that's the welcome page. So I'd recommend that you have a welcome page that looks a little bit like that. Name, number, email, with a tick box saying that you recognize someone actually will be in touch. Because you don't just want people flippantly submitting through this. It's a waste of your time, waste of their time. Second part of this is the the thank you page. And the thank you page is where we qualify people. We want to qualify them on the back end, but there's also a certain level of commitment consistency to this, and I'll talk you through my thought process. So if I was to say to somebody, hey, answer all of these questions just to make a submission, they would be less inclined to do so because it's more difficult. I'm happy that if someone ticks this box, I am happy for that to be a lead. I'm happy for that person to enter the pipeline. I'd be more than happy for someone to enter the pipeline having answered all these questions as well. But I recognize that not everybody is going to necessarily want to take the time to actually think and, you know, do that. So I'll do it on the back end. And that will introduce the commitment consistency, whereby if someone has submitted an inquiry on the welcome page and they get to here, they're going to be more inclined to actually want to give us that information because they've already taken that first step. So it's the best of both worlds in my eyes, where you still get the information that you need on the lead to actually determine whether or not they're qualified. And you also get them to make the submission because you're not asking them to do too much work on the front end. And you can throw whatever you want in here. So this campaign, I believe, is mainly targeted towards first-time buyers, but you know, you're still going to get people who just hear mortgage and they think, oh yeah, I'm looking to buy a buy-to-let property, for example. It's going to happen. That doesn't mean that your marketing sucks. It doesn't mean that the funnel sucks. It just means that people are going to hear mortgage and they're going to try and click through. Age is going to be important. Income, important. Deposit, you're going to want to know if they have a deposit. How much you're looking to borrow, it's going to be an important question as well. And adverse credit in the last 5 years, just if it's on their credit record or not. And then we just get the name and last name as well. So that is the landing page format. We use the funnel format that we use, if you like. I don't really like the word funnel. But that's how we introduce people into the ecosystem. It's how we get them on to introduction calls, and it's how we try and advance that sale further as well. And it goes without saying, like, this video is just to do with high level and the systems that we use in high level to introduce efficiency to the business. But you want to be doing the basics as well. You want to have your email nurture in there, your email systems, which you can do on high level. I'll probably make another video on that because it's come up a couple of times here now. You want to be on your organic content Facebook, Instagram. You want to be posting that regularly. You want to nurture people through that. You want to even be doing your long form content if you can. Introduce that into your short form content. So clip up your long form YouTube, introduce people to your YouTube through your emails, so on and so forth, and it'll create this nice, lovely ecosystem of people who are introduced to you on Instagram and Facebook. So this would be top of funnel awareness, and they can come through into your funnel through your paid ads, through your YouTube, whatever it may be, come through to your landing pages through your middle of funnel, whereby they actually enter your pipeline. And then bottom of funnel would be the actual calls, whereby you actually engage with that lead, you speak with them, you see what the situation is, you confirm that they have a problem that your service can solve, and you pitch and propose a solution to them, and then you get paid. That's the very bottom. So that is how we've been using High Level. It's been super important for us, and truth be told, I couldn't run my service without it. It would be absolutely impossible. And those are the main functions that we're implementing to. Oh, I froze. Those are the main functions that we're actually implementing to help our business as well. So bear with me. There, we're back. So if you're looking to introduce more efficiency to your business, to buy yourself back some time and systemize things so that you can start pulling the right levers to achieve the right growth, work on your business instead of working in the business in the day to day, and actually work hard and grow as opposed to just work hard and run your head into a wall and not get anywhere, then I can't recommend it enough. Personally, my service wouldn't exist without it. And there's I've linked it in the description, by the way, and they do offer 14-day free trials, so you don't even need to go ahead and buy it straight away. You can do the 14-day free trial, introduce it, see how it works for your business, just get used to it. At which point you'll more than likely want to keep it on anyways. So yeah, 14-day free trial, by all means. Second link in the description, you can go ahead and click on that, and hopefully it can save you some time, efficiency, and allow you to grow in your business as well. If it is a case that you don't want to do that and you'd rather just pay to have somebody do it for you, then by all means, first link in the description is a link to my service whereby I can just do all this on your behalf. But heads up, trying to sell something to you, so don't click if you don't want to. But if you have watched the whole way through, then I'm more inclined to think that you think that there is something of value there. So I'd maybe encourage you checking it out. But I do appreciate your time. Great to see you today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video as well. All the best.